Manchester 2017.
This is my book, Floating in Space, which is set in Manchester in 1977, and this is Manchester itself, today, some 40 odd years later. A lot has changed, at least on the surface, but to a great extent it's still the same city it always was. In 1977 there was no internet, no mobile phones, and wireless was an old-fashioned word for the radio. Manchester was still a busy and bustling city, even back then in 77. People came into the city to shop, visit the cinema, eat at restaurants, drink beer and socialise in pubs, pretty much just as they do today. In 1977, when this Primark store was Lewis's, I used to love my Saturday nights in Manchester. Back then, or so it seemed, there was a quality of security, of expectancy, a feeling that the night and the future were going to be good, a feeling that you might just meet some gorgeous girl and that even if you didn't, it didn't really matter because there was always the excitement of the people and the music and everything else that made up the evening. Then there was always the expectancy of the next night and the next and on into the future. The past building up inside you like a great data bank, reminding you, reassuring you, like a light burning in some empty room in the corner of your mind. The main venue for me and my friends on a Saturday night in 1977 was the Playground, a small disco bar on Oxford Road in the town centre. Flickering multicoloured spotlights rotated across the red carpeted room, which on Friday and Saturday nights was generally packed. It had a small dance floor down at street level, and when people stepped up to the raised bar, they could look down at the dancing, gyrating girls. Interestingly, on the same dance floor on weekday lunchtimes, a topless dancer appeared at the stroke of 1 o'clock to translate the soul and disco music of the time into pulsating physical motion, the eyes of jaded office workers glued to her as she did so. My friends and I used to meet up in the Salisbury by Oxford Road station, have a few pints and then make the short walk to the Playground. Today, travelling on the new tram service, it's easy to cast my mind back and remember the people and places that inspired my book. If I remember correctly, there was a paltry 50p charge to gain entry to the Playground, the solitary bouncer was silent but not unpleasant, and the DJ, who always began the night with Love's Theme by the Love Unlimited Orchestra, Barry White's backing band, played alternate sessions of rock, disco and chart music. My friends and I were mad about Jenny the barmaid. She was lovely. She had a kind of round, open face, framed by thick blonde hair, and her skin was a creamy white. She served us Worthington E, and we melted into the hubbub of people on their Saturday night out while the music of the 70s drifted over us. I'm sure there are still Saturday nights like that in Manchester's 21st century world. Most of the pubs I used to frequent are still there. They may look different today in some cases, but peel away those new outer layers and you find things pretty much the same. Different decor, different music, but still very similar people enjoying an evening of beer, music and chat. Today Manchester looks cleaner and sleeker. Modern buildings of steel and glass sit side by side with traditional architecture, and through it all glides the modern tram, tooting its way through the city. As we follow the tram down Mosley Street, we come to St. Peter's Square. Once upon a time in 1977, I was a young office clerk who ate his sandwiches here on sunny weekday lunchtimes. All is different now. Even at the old end of town, things are cleaner and smoother. Warehouses and old buildings are reformed into trendy bars and restaurants and dance music venues. Everything is ready for the next Saturday night. Those then are my memories of Saturday nights in Manchester in the late 70s. Go to my website for more information and more videos, and there you'll find a new blog post every Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time at stevehigginslive.com.